Hello cave dwellers, welcome to the cave. Welcome to the second channel, which you may not have even known you were subscribed to. I've kind of hijacked it. It used to be the Retro Island Diskettes channel, which you may have been subscribed to, and now I've rebranded it and renamed it. So apologies if you feel hijacked, and hello to all of the new subscribers who knew what I had planned with this channel. At least in the short term, it's just to chat to you. Why do I want to chat to you? Look at what's going on outside. It's all going a bit crazy. I spend all my time down here in isolation in the cave, and I just want to try and bring some normality to the situation, which is best done by sharing a problem, isn't it? A problem shared and all that. So I intend to just talk to you about my thoughts without getting political or anything like that. I'll just mention how I'm feeling, what's going on here in the UK in particular, and maybe we can compare in the comment section how you're feeling and what's going on, and if you think the right thing's going on or the wrong thing's going on. But more importantly, I'm going to be showing you things off of my shelves that I don't really have time to show you, or they don't warrant an entire episode of their own, or they're going to get an episode in future, like this certainly is. So it's unscripted, it's unplanned, it's raw, it's going to be very roughly edited so I can get something out to you every single day. And let's just have a conversation, guys. Let's chat. I will read every single comment that you leave, pick up on them, and try and respond to you in the following day's video. How long this will go on for? Who knows? I'm willing to do it for as long as you're willing to watch it. So let's see how it goes. And let's start by looking at this bad boy. So the reason that this really interests me is it's for the ZX Spectrum. It's a CD-ROM, 30 games on CD. And you're probably thinking, well, what's so special about that? Games on CD. Well, the thing that really interests me is the year that this was produced in. Here's the CD. You'll notice it's a little bit kind of gold or brassy in colour. That it was silver when it came out the factory, so obviously that's degraded somewhat. You can see just around the edges actually the original silver colour, or perhaps that's going transparent. No, that's the original silver colour, still just on the edges. The year it came out was 1989. And that's significant because another CD-ROM came out in that year. It was the game Manhunt on the Apple Macintosh. And you've probably heard of that. It was by the Rand brothers who went on to create Myst. And it's considered to be the first ever video game on CD-ROM for a microcomputer. Because there were video games beforehand for the PC Engine that had its CD-ROM system. A CD-ROM system that you will see on the channel soon because I'm working on it at the moment. So the PC Engine had the first CD-ROM based video game. Before that, Microsoft had a CD-ROM that came out with a thesaurus, a dictionary, and all of these sorts of things. So that was considered to be the first data CD-ROM. PC Engine had the first CD-ROM games. And then the first CD-ROM game on a micro is considered to be Manhunt, which came out in December 1989. This came out in 1989. Now, when did it come out in 1989 is the question, because this could be the first, this could pip it to the post. This could take its crown. And I'd love to find out if that is the case. We've got a receipt in here. So the person who bought this paid £19.95 in early 1990. In the 2nd of January 1990, they bought this. So just into the new year. And they also bought 3 compact discs, so they must have bought some music CDs at the same time with it. What you get on there is a load of budget games, because Codemasters were famous for their budget releases, costing £1.99 or £2.99. And they've just thrown all of these budget releases on here. I'll read through some of the ones that we've got. We've got Treasure Island Dizzy, Ski Simulator, Stuntman, Grand Prix Simulator, BMX Simulator, it's got all the simulators, International Rugby Simulator, Skateboard Simulator. Wow, they really have put simulator on everything. SAS Combat Simulator, Soccer Simulator, ATV Simulator, Super Robin Hood, Bigfoot, 3D Starfighter. There's loads of games on here, Snooker Simulator. All of the budget games that a lot of us would have already owned, but if you didn't, this would probably represent good value to buy them all at once. Now, how did you load them on a ZX Spectrum? Well, it came with this interface cable over here, which plugs into your CD player, so the 3.5mm audio jack on the CD player, And then this is a D9 that plugs into the joystick port. Now, traditionally, you would load games on the ZX Spectrum via cassette tape. So somehow you had to tell it to load games from the joystick port. It's not unusual. I have seen the Thomson range of computers do this with an SD card. So that's not so unusual, at least in the modern day, to use these SD card solutions. It was pretty unheard of back in the day then. And the ZX Spectrum was getting a bit long in the tooth back then, in 1989. This is towards the end of its life. And what I'm missing is a cassette tape. So there would have been a cassette tape to load a loader that would have told it how to then load the games from CD into here. Now, what I haven't done yet is put this in a normal CD player. I'm assuming that this is just regular audio, modulated audio of that whining, you know, like a modem sound that you hear when you load these old cassette tapes, just as an audio CD. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. There is a manual. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, so there's 34 audio tracks, because this is audio on a CD, and Manhole. I hope I haven't called it Manhunt earlier. Manhole is the name of the game. Uses the Yellow Book data standard, so it's proper data. I know it's all data, but it's it's data on a CD rather than data in a modulated format as audio. Now, does that make a difference? I don't know. Perhaps they each should have their own crown. But the deciding factor will be exactly what date in December that this came out. I put a tweet out showing this box, just sharing my thoughts saying, is this the first CD-based home micro game? Or games? And the Oliver twins replied. The Oliver twins who made Dizzy, which is on the pack here. And they said, actually, we made the loader for it so that you could use the cable. They said, we made it in December of 1989, so that's where I got that date from. But they didn't say the day. So I'm just still trying to find out the exact date, and then we can compare. Was Manhole first or was this first? So that's why this interests me so much. And once I've got a copy of the tape to load the loader, or I've downloaded a copy to put on my phone, and then we can load the WAV file or something to get the loader working, I think we should do an episode on that. If that's something that you're interested in, I'm happy to share that with you. Hopefully the CD still works. So that's been interesting me lately. In the post, this arrived on Friday. Look at this bad boy. This is a Creative Labs Banshee, a 3DFX Banshee, and I had not a Creative branded one, but I had another OEM version of this card back in the day. It was the second 3DFX card that I ever owned. Having had a 3DFX, a Voodoo I, so this is a Voodoo II, and this was the first card that I had that combined the 3D processing of the Voodoo with a 2D card. So this was an all-in-one card. On previous cards, you had your existing 2D card, so I would have had, I don't know, a Matrox or Matrox MGA 2, I think it was a G200 that I had, and then a Voodoo I, and then you'd have a pass-through cable in and then a cable out to your monitor. This is all in one. It seems crazy today. You buy a video card, you put it in, it does everything. Back then, 3D power was on a separate card during the Voodoo I period, and this was mind-blowing 3DFX. It was probably the single biggest step change in video gaming that I experienced. I tried VR back in the day. It was interesting, but it's taken the best part of 30 years to actually mature to the kit that we have today. So that, even though it feels like a big step change when you buy your first VR headset, it was actually very incremental. These just seem to come out of nowhere for me. When I put my first Voodoo card in and Tomb Raider went from software rendering to hardware rendering, it blew my mind, and I was hooked. And I was a 3DFX man through to the end of my Banshee. I didn't get a Voodoo 3. Things started to turn then towards the DirectX cards. And then I think the Voodoo 3s were pretty expensive as well. The prices started to ramp up. My memory's a bit foggy now, but I certainly jumped off the Voodoo ship after the Voodoo 2s. But I've got great memories of this. I think it came with a game called Incoming, where you just sit in a turret, shoot all of these things coming at you, UFOs and things. What else? Tomb Raider EF2000, Carmageddon. Carmageddon was stunning with the 3DFX. All of those great games. So I don't know what machine I'll put this in. I can't remember what I had back in the day, processor-wise. Was it Pentium 2? Was it Pentium 3 by that point? I don't know. I need to jog my memory because I'd like to try and recreate that computer. I'd certainly moved on from my Packard Bell 486 at that point. Just can't remember what computer I had. So let me know your 3DFX memories. What games did you like to play on your 3DFX card? Finally, the last thing is just a quick little box that arrived from Canada. It was sent by the guys at CityGen. Seth Parson, thank you very much for sending this. Did I say Gen? CityZen, CityXen. And they sent me a little Christmas bauble that featured in a video that they did just before Christmas, obviously. And they had lots of nice lighting effects and all of the different channels that they watched hanging on a bauble on the tree. And then they sent me the bauble with my little logo on there. So that'll be up on the tree next Christmas. Christmas seems like so long ago now. But there we go. It has arrived. So thank you very much, guys, for sending that. It's very much appreciated. So that's my coffee break for today. And I haven't even made a coffee yet. I'll fix that tomorrow. So as I said at the beginning, share your thoughts with me. I'm crouching down because I've got the camera in the wrong position. It's cutting my head off. Share your thoughts with me. How are you getting on? I hope you're all fit and healthy and well. I hope you're following advice. You don't need me to repeat all the hand washing advice because we're having it drilled into us. If you haven't heard it by now, then where have you been? But I would encourage you all just to be responsible, look out for each other, and keep talking. Keep talking because if you bottle it all up, things can get a bit scary. So let's just share our thoughts down in the comments section. And see you tomorrow, guys. I think I might get some custard creams in for tomorrow. Favourite biscuit? Put that in your comments. Favourite biscuits, everyone. Take care. See you tomorrow.